Hello from TreeNature.com. This is Mark Josie. Today I'll be talking about some flashlight recommendation for those of you who are going on a trip, or maybe you're going to camping, or maybe just going away from your home for some kind of visiting, whatever, and you are deciding what to bring with you. Now, personally, I would say, first of all, remember that you're on a trip. You're not home, okay? So you have to think about, can you get spare batteries easily when you're out there? Well, if you're going to your friends or your relatives' place to stay over in another country, well, you don't need to worry about that because you have your charger at home. You still have the plug. Just make sure you have the voltage changing thing. But yeah, basically it's just plug, charge at night. You can use, okay? Well, basically, it's not that bad. So it's okay to have any kind of those flashlight. But one more thing is, okay, when you're on a trip or going to a trip, especially those that requires flying on a plane, okay, think about this is, will you be checked and be suspicious when you're on the plane? Sometimes you want to bring something less high profile, something less aggressive looking. Even for self-defense purpose, or whatever like that, okay? You want to, sometimes, like for myself, I want something more crazy looking, something more like this. Let me show you a good example, okay? Now let's compare this one. This is the Lumens Top TD16. Now this one looks kind of more aggressive as compared to another one I'm going to show you. Okay, this one has a stainless steel bezel. Now usually these cremulated bezels more like attracting more attention from people, especially they're not black. Okay, now just like this one here, the HaikeLite M22 Warrior, they make it black right here. It's still the stainless steel bezel, but it's black, so it makes it more low profile. And normal people, if they're not used to this kind of thing, they won't think that this is so weaponish. Now, as compared to the TD15X with the this thing here, it definitely looks very sharp to the eyes already. So visually, it's more deadly. Okay, so visually, not everyone will interpret things with their brain. Okay, most people interpret things with the first impression. So they don't even want to feel your bezels. They won't even touch it. Look, ooh, that looks scary. Silver, that kind of thing. Now, this is the Nikkor P20 UV. I strongly suggest something like that if you're bringing something for defense and travel, that kind of thing. This is actually super low profile, and I will personally bring this kind of thing with me. Now, first of all, why you need this is because it comes with UV light. Look at that. This is 4 very powerful UV light paper. Not sure if you can see it, but it definitely lit up the paper. Okay. So this is UV light. It doesn't show on skin, okay? It shows on my clothing because there's some stuff that react to UV. But anyway, yeah, this is UV light, okay? It's definitely useful when you're on a trip. You want to check the paper bills, the money. You want to check IDs, check whatever, okay? And most important, check your hotels, scary bed, carpet, remote control, all that scary hotel stuff. Bring one with UV light, guys. You will not regret it. Trust me, UV light. Okay, one thing is you don't want those cheap UV light. I personally tested it myself. Now, let me tell you the truth. Cheap UV light, they work to a certain extent. But with money, some of them don't work. I have an Ultrafire, forgot the number, 602, something like that. Those stuff from eBay kind of stuff, they're very cheap, okay? Now, these Ultrafire stuff, they do give you a UV light, but the UV light is very, very powerful when you look at it. It's very purple, very visible. Now, the tricky thing is, the visible UV light doesn't mean that it's UV'd. It's more like a UV visible flashlight. They're not really good. The good UV light, you cannot really see the purple unless the stuff is reacting to the UV kind of frequency. So, like the fluorescent stuff. So, when you're using a UV light kind of thing like this one, okay, you want it to be emitting as little as little visible light as possible and give you the UV light you need. So for paper, for the Canadian money, there is a very colorful uh, dollar number, and you cannot see those with the cheap UV light. You have to use a proper one. Okay. Anyway, so enough talk about the UV quality. So let's get back to the practical side. Not only that, you want to check for the dirty stuff, in the washroom, toilet, and stuff like that. But when you are just entering a new place, you want to make sure everything is at least up to a certain standard of hygiene. You don't want to really sleep on some pillow with that kind of stuff on there. So yeah, check around. Also for nighttime when you're going on a trip, maybe you'll be playing. Maybe some people will go gambling and stuff like that. You deal with money and IDs all the time. Now this thing is very useful. Basically, UV light is a very must-have for a lot of situation, but people don't really understand the importance of UV. But if you do have one, you really appreciate that. Okay, another thing is this here. Most people, when they hold it, they will not know that you have instant strobe feature. See? Press and instant strobe. This is especially nice for a self-defense situation when, like, especially when you're on a trip and at night you're walking or just out of a pub or something like that. Someone comes near you and run. So this is one very nice deterring feature. Now there are people talking about like, is strobe really useful for a self-defense situation? You're making yourself a target, whatever. Okay, we're talking about normal people. You just get out of a pub or stuff at night with your friends, and then someone at the back or something just come up to you and say, hey, kid, give me your money, stuff like that. You just pull out a light instantly in that pitch black situation, a very low light situation. You shine it into their face and give them a kick, and there goes, you can go out, right? So it's just a life-saving thing. With this, you don't have to mess around with the button and then change the mode of twisting the head. No, one button only. Okay, bring out. You can feel that inside your pocket already. When you put this inside your pocket, you can really just hold it like that and feel that latch right there. So when the guy is talking, you're finding your little switch here, and then pull it up and give them a kick underneath, and you're safe. So if you're going out at night with your friends, on a trip, or even you just stay home but you go out at night, it's very handy to have. And also these bezels are not the best for smacking stuff. As you can see, I have already damaged mine from my torture test. But you know what? They work. They do work. These are hard aluminum stuff. They're not fragile. They won't break. They will be able to be used for this kind of thing. So you can really smash people with this. So yeah, this is the defense kind of perspective of the flashlight. So when you're on a trip, you want something that is low profile, like this, shorter, and won't be very like suspicious. People look at it and say, "Oh, that looks like a weapon." This you cannot say it's a weapon. It doesn't look like a weapon. Now, one trick is when people ask you, "Why do you have such a flashlight with this kind of bezel?" Well, you can tell them when you put this on a flat surface, okay, like this. Now, at least on the outside, you can see my light is accidentally turned on. So when you leave this thing at night on the table and accidentally forgot to shut it off, at least you can see the light coming out here. So that is the main purpose of these bezels. That's what you can say, at least, okay? So it doesn't look like a weapon. Okay? So when you're on a trip, now this kind of thing, good to bring, very nice, okay? UV light and flashlight together. If you have access to a charger that can charge your battery, very good. Now, for those of you who do not have a charger or access to charging station or charging location, you're really like going on a trip with maybe just camping out there, and then you go here and there and here and there. You don't have time to stay and charge, right? Sometimes, okay? So if that's the case, and you worry about buying spare batteries and stuff like that, now go with the primary cells, the common cells, AAA, AA, and stuff like that. One thing I really do recommend, okay, right here, one thing, two things, okay, is the Lumentop TD50, sorry, not TD, Lumentop SD4A and the ThruNite TN4A, okay, ThruNite TN4A. Now, these monsters are really scary bright. They are very alike in terms of size. Now, the Lumentop SD4A is a little smaller, more compact, and throws longer, okay, but the SD4A has a nicer color beam to the eyes. If you are using light as an illumination tool, want to walk around at night, look at stuff, walk the trail, this ThruNite works. I personally bring this with me when I walk outside at night. Why do I go out? Well, it depends, right? But usually I walk out at night during the midnight time or even past midnight time to a very dark place to test my flashlight and to make videos sometimes. So when I go there, I take one of these, and basically this is my road light. You know, just take it and shine. Wow. And I also bring a diffuser just in case, and it works extremely well. Now this SD4A is a very nice thrower. If you have to go like walk in the mountain or forest, you need long range, the SD4A is for you. This thing is super bright, and basically it's one of the most scariest, brightest, most powerful 4X double A flashlight. Really crazy. Not only that, okay, this Lumentop also has a nice feature, which is if you don't have 4 AA battery, you can put one D cell, the big battery. Now you can also put that in, and it will still work. Now that is the good side of this flashlight. It's very nice. As you can see, I have some Scotch tape on. If you do not have a diffuser, you can put some tape over the top, and there goes your diffuser. As you can see, my super concentrated beam now is diffused. Very nice. Now take a look. Okay, I'm turning on high just to show you. Now take a look at that. Okay, that beam right there. Now let me take off my tape, and you can see how it looks with other tape. See, big difference, right? With other tape. Now this thing is super concentrated, like super focused. Okay, so basically, I recommend these two, the pop can size AA battery lights, because they are super small, powerful, and also not forget you have a lot of power in such a small package and a long run time. Extremely crazy cool, extremely good buy. You know, if you want a light that can really make you happy on a trip and you don't have to bring other things, this is very nice. Now always have backups, guys. Never just go on a trip with one light. It's not enough. You want something like a keychain light, very small ones, keychain light, but do not buy the keychain light that is super weak. When you look at the keychain light, look at the lumens and how many modes it offers. Some of those keychain light out there is like 45 lumen, 20 lumen, you know, super low lumen keychain light. They're not good for a trip, at least from my perspective, because you want something that is powerful enough just in case you really need light for emergency and your primary light is out. You need something that can output at least 100 lumens of light to get you out of the building, whatever there. Okay, now this one is quite nice. This is the Lumentop 20AAA AAA. Comes with a keychain thingy right here, and I actually put a glow in the dark silicone ring up there for a nice purpose. You got 3 modes. Okay, 3 modes. Basically the highest mode is like 120 lumens, no, 110 lumens. Now look at that. Okay, my little silicone ring is now also turning this into a mini lantern thing. Now when I shut it off, you can basically see the green glowing. Now that's the glow in the dark. Okay, so basically, this is one light I really recommend. Uses one AAA battery only. My other super recommended light is the ThruNite TI3, which is also one of the strongest and most mode-filled light. Where's the TI3 here? Oh, mine. Where's my TI3? Here we go, TI3. Okay, it has a lot of mode. Okay, first of all, you have your Firefly mode. This mode Other lights will not offer you this option with through night does. Firefly mode. You see how dim this is? Now you may think, why do I want a dim light for my trip? Well, this is only one of the options. And one good thing is this will last super long time. At least one night of time, at least, okay? And why do you need this? Sometimes you just need this, put it there, and it's not so bright. It's not going to blind anyone, but you can at least see the light is there. Now, I used it for my own purpose. When I go out and do filming, I actually put one of these on moonlight mode and then put it like that right on the floor beside my bag of cameras and gears. So if anyone is going to take away, I can see them right away. So it marks the target. Sometimes I also put a little tube over it to make it look more like a diffused light. So a small light doesn't harm to lose it, but you can actually mark something at night that's very useful. Or so you can mark your tent, something like that. Okay, a little bit of light is very useful. Now it also offers you a lot of mode, the low, medium, high, and also a strobe mode, as you can see. Now with such a small light, AAA battery, you have strobe mode. What do you want? And also a nice pocket clip, so you can clip it onto your hat and use it as a headlamp. Very, very nice light. Through night TI3, highly recommend. So basically, for a trip, going on a trip, you really have to think about, do you want a super big light? Some people they want it, some people don't. But it depends on your situation. So you have to think about it yourself. Do you really need that kind of light? Okay, sometimes you just want to bring it for fun. Fine. Now, one more thing you may not know is you should try one of these cool toys. Going on a trip, you don't want to miss the most happy and fun moment, or you want to have this thing ready in your car or boat or whatever. Just have this ready. And what is so cool about this AMO VF21 or VF22? This is under $100, okay? Under $100. Now, what is this? This is a flashlight camera. Holy mac. Look at that. It's a flashlight, super bright, as you can see. 120 lumens of light. And, look at that. Look at that, how bright that is. Look at how crazy bright it is, okay? This is a flashlight, okay? Right here, you see there's an adjusting ring, okay? Press, okay? And you can adjust. So adjust it to the half power. Now this is half power. Okay, half power. Full power, half power. See? So you can adjust. You also have strobe for defense usage or signaling usage. You can also go on SOS, asking for help. Now what's so cool is, look at this. You have video and you have photo. Look at that. Okay? So by having this thing, you can instantly pull the thing out, take photos, take videos when you're on a trip. So take it out, shine the light and whatever, and you can see stuff and put that into your SD card inside. When you're home, twist this. Okay. Now there goes the memory card. Okay. So this is where you store the stuff, and it uses a rechargeable battery inside. Easy to use. Okay. So this is something that is extremely handy for that kind of situation. In a collision situation, stuff like that, at night, bring this out. It can capture the guy's face, it can capture the license plate, stuff like that. Very handy, very useful tool. And it also has a laser pointer inside, which you can use with or without the laser. You can just use the laser as a pointer, or the laser to mark whatever you're trying to record. Very nice light. Okay, so basically these are what you want to consider when you go on a trip and stuff like that. Some unique stuff that you may have not seen or heard of before. There goes some nice ideas. Don't forget that some lights have magnetic base, some don't. The magnetic stuff is very useful and addictive. Anyway, so hope this will open you up to more ideas. And remember to subscribe, like, and share this thing out. Okay, bye-bye.